following is available in high definition.
Gentlemen, start engines.
For the fourth time this season, Don Thompson Jr. in the home hardware Chevy will start on pole position. Just like last year at Sun Valley Speedway, his teammate J.R. Fitzpatrick alongside on the front row. But the story this season so far, the 22 tow truck in a boxcar of Scott Steckley. A winner 3 times, he has quietly been dominating the series.
The 2008 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series presented by Sirius Satellite Radio from the beautiful Okanagan Valley, British Columbia. This is the A&W 300. We're cruising the dub here on TSN. Welcome to Sun Valley Speedway. I'm Dave Bradley. Along with me is Billy Rouse Jr. and Todd Lewis is trackside. Now, Billy, this is a pretty interesting half-mile tri-oval.
It's a very unique configuration. It's really a 4/10 D-shaped with turn 1 being your trouble spot. You can't overdrive the corner to really get a good exit to turn 2. There's a good look at Kerry Mix in the 02 Ford. He's ready to rumble here in the Okanagan Valley.
And he comes into this one sitting 4th in the Castrol point standings. But have a look at Scott Steckley at the top of the heat. A 113-point cushion over DJ Kennington.
And Dave, the 22 team has stated they're doing nothing different than last year, but you know what? The results are certainly a lot different than last year.
Good look at Tim Chapman driving the A&W Smart Car. Gets the field rolling. We'll take a look at the Duplicolor starting grid. On pole is Don Thompson Jr.'s teammate J.R. Fitzpatrick on the outside of row number 1. Mark Dilley and Brad Graham make up row number 2 in a pair of Dodges. Then we take a look back to row 3. There is your points leader, Scott Steckley. DJ Kennington second in points. We'll start outside him. Kerry Mix in the 02 Ford and Derek Lynch in the 77 are in row number 4. And then in row 5 is Jason White in the 21, Andrew Ranger in the 27. Row number 6 is Jason Hathaway in the 3, and Ron Beauchamp Jr. drives the 60. And then another row back in row number 7, Alex Tagliani in the 7, and John Gaunt driving the 12. Anthony Simoni, rookie in the 95, and Dave Whitlock, a veteran in the 39, are in row number 8. Then row number 9 has Peter Gibbons and Ken Noon in the 18. Row 10 this evening has Todd Nichols starting all by himself in the number 6. And early developments here as well as the number 1. Peter Gibbons comes down to his pit stall, makes some adjustments early on.
Well, let's take a look here. This car has been just horrible all day. Peter and crew been thrashing on it, trying to get the thing to go. That's rounds a wedge going in the right side. Plus, Dave's underneath the car, adjusting the Panhard bar. Well, Dave, let's take a look at the Allied Steel Buildings race analysis. It is 300 laps, 150 miles here at this half-mile tri-oval. The pit window, about 100 to 150 laps. It's a very warm 26 degrees.
And we'll throw down to Todd with an update on some local faces.
A couple of quick stories, fellas, on the Western drivers in this race. Jason White, who has been traveling back and forth to the east, well, everybody came to him for this one. Great qualifying effort here at Sun Valley Speedway, but he says it's not a home track advantage. Everybody else will know this track after only a few laps of practice. And how about an additional Western driver? Todd Nichol in that number 6 Norton car comes to the series this weekend at Sun Valley.
And Todd Nichol will actually join us for the Edmonton race, Riverside, as well as the season finale in Kawartha.
Well, congratulations to Jason White as well, having A&W colors in the car. What a fantastic paint job. Can't wait to see it under the lights.
Definitely a great looking race car. The update on the 1 car, Peter Gibbons, he has made the necessary adjustments. He's tagged onto the tail of the field. It's the A&W Root Beer Bear with the green flag in hand, and we're underway here at Sun Valley.
Up through the gears, down into turn 1. Teammates side by side, down into treacherous turn 1, heading for turn 2. Don Thompson's got the lead advantage coming down the backstretch.
Just a nose, but J.R. Fitzpatrick comes back hard on the outside. Billy, pretty racy. Too wide early on.
Well, you seen Don Thompson push up in the middle of turn 3 and 4. That allowed JR to get back up in contention, but the outside just is not the fast way around.
Now, Don Thompson Jr. in the home hardware Chevy continues to lead, but just by a nose over his young teammate Mark Dilley, thinking about getting up there in second and filling that hole as he does as J.R. Fitzpatrick tries to come down.
Oh, Mark Dilley just real good in these flat little bull rings. Set that Dodge down real early. What I call back in the corner up, and he was able to cut underneath Fitzpatrick, and now they're going to go door handle to door handle, and Thompson's loving it, driving away.
Billy, is this a good plan for J.R. Fitzpatrick early on to race this hard, or should he have dropped back behind his teammate right from the drop of the green?
Well, racers are racers. They don't drop back behind anybody. They just got to go when the green flag drops.
Good look at Jason White.
Go reel him in. Let's go get him now.
In the 21 as you hear the spotter coaching with Jason Hathaway in behind.
Now we ride on board with Jason White in that A&W car. Real early on the race, home track advantage. And you know what? He looks real good right now.
You know, it must feel nice, too, for Jason White to be able to come to a racetrack and have seen it before. Have a book to fall back on and look at your notes.
Well, Dave, not only that, but this is the first time that his race car has been at home with him. He usually flies to Ontario or Quebec to join us, and that just means not being around your race car.
Riding on board, we just rode on board with DJ Kennington, who's in 5th spot. Now we jump back to Derek Lynch, riding in the 7th position in the Allied Steel Buildings, number 77. Lynch calmly just working that steering wheel, staying in line as there's a lot of laps left to be completed here at Sun Valley.
Oh, Derek Lynch, one of the most calm and peaceful drivers.
Here we go. Still there. Still there. You're clear.
And that is Kerry Mix digging underneath the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. Now Mix will go from the inside all the way to the outside. Oh, now he's going to try and diamond it back as he's hungry, looking to get up to 3rd.
Mixie awful racy early on in this race, but you know what? He's also wants to get up there and get them bonus points for leading the lap.
Battle for 14th between a couple rookies here. That's Anthony Simone in the 95 and then the Walmart 7 of Alex Tagliani as they continue to dice a little bit deeper in the field.
Dave Whitlock battling with the 1. That's Peter Gibbons. Remember, Gibbons had to go all the way to the back after making those changes on pit road before the green.
Yeah, his car an absolute handful in qualifying, so they decided to drop to the tail of the field, lose those 2 spots that they would have had by virtue of qualifying, make the necessary repairs. Seems to have worked out as he moves up through the field, and now Mix completes that move, or almost does. Gets up alongside the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, but Fitzpatrick's not going away without a fight.
Take a look at these front tires in the middle of the corner. The cars are just on the verge of pushing. See how the left front's turned out a whole lot and the car is still going straight? That's called a push.
And these cars just settling into their rhythm 10 laps into this 300-lap race as DJ Kennington follows the 02 car. Gary Mix up underneath the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick.
Whoa!
And Fitzpatrick all kinds of loose.
That's what I was talking about. Turn 1, when you overdrive the corner, you unload the car onto the right front and the back end wants to come around because you've transferred all the weight under braking.
See Fitzpatrick force his way down in front of Derek Lynch as Kerry Mix continues to charge, now up to 2nd in the 02 beyond digital imaging Ford Fusion.
Oh, it's a very strong performance for early on for Kerry Mix in that BDI Ford.
Don Thompson continues to lead. Mix and then Dilley. That is your top 3, but how long will that last with DJ Kennington and the Castrol Syntec number 17 up underneath the Dodge number 9?
Oh, the mean green machine. DJ Kennington got that Castrol car hooked right up. Watch this thing come up off the corner. It settles right back on the rear wheels and just flies the nose down the straightaway. Very soft setup.
Well, a beautiful field here for the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. And a packed house for Bob Newcomb and his staff here at Sun Valley. An excellent facility. Very clean and very picturesque.
Oh, surprise, surprise, surprise. 4th position to the 22.
Now the cream is rising to the top as Scott Steckley, who's been dominant all season long on ovals. He's won every single oval race we've had this season. Continues to move up spots here in Sun Valley.
Well, we've been talking about it all year. That real nice white car winning all these races finally has a primary sponsor. Oh, and there's a change for 2nd. DJ Kennington, the Castrol Dodge.
Well, just as quickly as Kerry Mix moves up through the field, so does DJ Kennington. As Kennington puts the 17 up into the number 2 spot, but still nobody able to catch the number 4 Home Hardware